Hello and welcome back to the Adrian Bible Project. Hello. Many thanks for choosing to click on my thumbnail and to watch my content. Very much appreciated as always. Okay, so regular viewers to my channel will know that I've been doing book hauls, just showing you what the books I've been buying throughout the months. It's a relatively new section that I've started. I think one or two of you out there quite enjoy them. I know I quite enjoy doing them because I absolutely love books. However, like I said, it's a new section, or newish. I think it only started around October, November time last year. So obviously we're going to have books that haven't appeared on the book haul. So this is why I'm doing this little extra section here, just to show you what books we have on our shelves before I started doing all the book hauls, and this is part one. Bit of a special one today because it's a subject really close to my heart. I've told you before, when I was growing up I always wanted to be a paleontologist. Didn't happen, but I absolutely love dinosaurs and I still do. So I've got a couple of dinosaur books to show you. One of the main gripes with dinosaur books is 99% of them are aimed at children. So the text is written as though it's a child reading them. Some of the pictures are very basic. They're well drawn, but they're not excuse me, they are not scientifically 100%. And like I say, for the most part they're aimed at children, but you do get books that are more adult based, as in you're getting right into the science of the subject, and it's going to be above the heads of your normal 8-year-old dinosaur fanatic. If you've got any links to any books of that kind, please send them me, because I am really struggling finding dinosaur books, paleontology books of that ilk on Amazon. So like I say, they just seem to be for the younger audience, shall we say. So enough of the waffle, let's get on with it. The first one up is probably the oldest book I own, and it's this one, and it's called I think it's called Prehistoric Animals. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's called Prehistoric Animals, and it is written by, just having a look so I want to get this right, Dr. Joseph Augusta, who is a professor, or was a professor of paleontology. Now, the story about this book is my lovely sister, way back in the dim and distant past, was going out with an ex-squaddy. He knew, even though at that age I must have been about 6 or 7, I think, knew how much I absolutely love dinosaurs. So he gave me this book, which he had for Christmas, and the inscription is in it, and it says 1958. So a lot has gone on in the world of paleontology now, so a lot of this, what's written in here, is now their own views of seeing it, as you'll tell by some of the pictures inside. These are the kind of pictures you get. That's a Brontosaurus, a Patasaurus, a Brontosaurus. That's one of the big issues there, and as you can see, it's dragging its tail. So we've got, it's just full of awesome paintings. It's just a shame that a lot of them, a lot of them are inaccurate now. So as we see there, we've got a Cerratosaurus. I'm going to look at a couple of Stegosaurus. The Stegosaurus as you can see, the tails are dragging again. Well, we know now that they've been outstretched to counterbalance the animal, and Cerratosaurus dragging his tail, as is Harry Harryhausen would have done them in 1 million years BC. The annoying thing about this is scientists have known since the early 20th century that they didn't drag the tails. Fossil evidence shows you've got your footprint fossils, but there are no grooves where the tail would have been dragged. So that obviously meant the tails were up in the air, counterbalancing the animal. But for some reason, they just carried on portraying the dinosaurs dragging the tails, as did Ray Harryhausen. That's his name, Ray Harry. Did I say Harry Harryhausen? No, I've got a bit tongue-tied there. But I think why he did it that way was more due to getting the plasticine models that we're using for film to actually stand up properly. So I think that's the reason there. But like I say, they did know even way back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, that these animals didn't drag the tails. That honestly, there's some awesome pictures in there. This book is really old and it's now falling to bits, so we have to be really careful with it. So that's that one. Okay, next one up. Not so much of a book, but a collection of magazines. You probably saw it come out, because I know when this came out, about 3 or 4 years ago, the 8-year-old in me nearly wet the bed. And it's amazing Dinosaur Discoveries. It's a collection of dinosaur based facts and figures. It came out every week, and it also came with all the parts each week that you needed to build your own Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, like I say, that is the reason why I went out and bought these. And of course, we got up to the parts where the skeleton had been built, and this is what it looks like. And there he is. I think it looks pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. I think it'd probably be around the size of a juvenile, probably, I don't know, about a year old, and we affectionately call him Smiley. Yeah, so wasn't really too bothered about the skin parts. They did make it look a little toy-like, too toy-like for my liking, but another reason as well was you put all that skin on and you got this awesome skeleton underneath that you wasn't going to see. So I decided I'd got the skeleton built up. That's where we're going to start. Well, I'm not going to spend any more money on it, but if you can see, this is what I was saying about these kind of things being aimed at the younger viewer. You know, you've got these kind of facts, which are all still fascinating amongst themselves, but they are written more at, I say, children, sort of junior school, coming up to early teens, than your adult reader. Some great photos in it, some great facts, some brand new dinosaurs in here that I've never heard of as well, which was another good thing. Do I wish I'd carried on having it? Part of me says yes, but like I say, there'd have been a lot of plastic hanging around, not being used. So there we go. And I've ended up with 2 of those. In fact, it came to I've got some magazines where we didn't even have enough to fill a binder, so I didn't even bother buying the binder. That's what the T-Rex should look like when it's got all this skin on, but I had the head covering part and it wasn't going together well. It just kept popping open. It was annoying, and like I say, I do think it looks a little toy-like, so that's why I stopped having them. That's the story behind those, so there we go. Okay, so next one up. This was the very first dinosaur book I ever had when I was a young lad. I can remember it to this day. It was Christmas morning, It was a big parcel because this came with another book all about animals, life and ecology of animals, a really big book, and I can't remember whatever happened to it, but this one was my pride and joy from when I was about, I must have been 5 years old when I got this, and it's Dinosaurs of the Earth. As you can see, seen better days, really has seen better days, but this was the book I had as a child. This was my Dinosaur Bible. Again, as you can see, tails are dragging, so, but it was a dinosaur book. That's all that mattered to me. This book has really seen better days. Absolutely love this book. I can remember just scrutinising the pictures in the back. It tells you how to pronounce all the names. This was my Dinosaur Bible, and I absolutely love this book. As I say, we've got an index and pronunciation guide, so you can get to pronounce all the dinosaurs properly. And so, like I say, there's another picture in there. This was my Bible for many a year when I was a young lad, and I think that painting there on the front, oh bang, table again, sorry about that, has done really well. It almost looks like it's a photograph to me. That I've always thought that's a fantastic drawing. Just a shame, like I say, it's not anatomically correct, but there we go. So there's that one. Move a few years forward, along comes Christmas Day again, and I got another dinosaur book, and this is The Evolution and Ecology of Dinosaurs by Alby, Halstead. Now this one is more of a scientifically accurate book. That is, as in talking about them, and it's more aimed at the adult reader. There's the kind of pictures we've got, still dragging the tails in it. All that, you know, having said it's more accurate, we are still dragging tails. It's going to not be until in the 90s when books, I think, start doing pictures where the tails aren't dragging. As we can see, I'll say some awesome pictures in there. Absolutely love this book, and it is a little more scientifically involved. Read this cover to cover many a time. Like I say, some absolutely fantastic. Is that a Spinosaurus? Yeah. See, this is how far forward we've come. If you think to Jurassic Park, think of the Spinosaurus. When this book came out, it was relatively a new find, I think, and this is what it would look like on all fours and the sail there. So, but again, dragging the tail. But like I say, absolutely love this book. These were my favourite books for a long while. Always read them, always looking at them, and that's why I always wanted to be a paleontologist. Okay, so next one up, we've got the Natural History Museum Book of Dinosaurs. Now, I've never been to the Natural History Museum. It's a place I've always wanted to go. Wanted to go and see the fossils there, but unfortunately I've never been able to get down there. So, but again, this book is more aimed at the sort of junior school reader, I think. Just trying to find you a decent picture to look at. There's awesome picture of a fossil there. Just trying to find you the there we go, some drawings. There we go, living animals, and we've started to get the tails off the ground at long last, as you can see. I think on that Lambeosaurus there, just there, we've got the tail in the correct position, so they are starting to get anatomically correct. Lots of facts and figures in here. it is a little more involved. This isn't infant school book. This is going to be aimed at more of your junior school, teenager years and adults, because I absolutely love this book as well. So there we go, that's the Natural History Museum book of dinosaurs. Okay, so next one up is a book that I bought when I first started work, because I saw this and thought, oh, this is absolutely brilliant. And this book cost me, I think it was £5. And this one is the Dinosaur Encyclopedia. And this has got absolutely tons and tons of facts and figures, pictures. They're all anatomically correct now. They're all up to date. You know, the recent way of viewing dinosaurs. I think we've even got some feathered dinosaurs as well. Loads of dinosaurs in here that I've never heard of. I've not had a chance to read it. It's one of these books I just keep picking up, flicking through, and there's some absolutely awesome facts and figures in there. And as I say, this would be more up the lines of a teenager come adult book, this one, because there are lots and lots of scientific facts and figures in here. Trying to find another awesome picture. I mean, look at that. Can you just imagine going on a dinosaur dig and finding that? That would be absolutely fantastic. I'd absolutely love that. So there we go. I think I've showed you that page already. Let's just follow into that page because of the way the book is. So there we go. They're the kind of pictures you get in here. And like I say, I've got that for £5. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Another one that I got really cheaply was this one called Dinosaurs, the Ultimate Guide to Prehistoric Life. Again, now this one is aimed more at I'd say younger children, sort of 8, 9, 10-year-old, but some awesome drawings in there. That's how we're looking at Spinosaurus now. If you think to the last picture I've shown you, this is how we're drawing Spinosaurus now. So that's how we've come leaps and bounds since I was a kid with dinosaurs. Absolutely some fantastic painting in here. I wish I could draw like this. There we go. Argentinosaurus. I think to date it's the largest land animal that ever lived. I think it's currently about 110 feet long, something like that. You just can't even get your head around how big that would be if you were stood next to it. There's a nice famous one, Triceratops. Absolutely love these books. Awesome pictures in them. Goes into a little detail that, like I say, a usual telltale sign of, you know, what book is aimed at what audience. You usually go by the writing. That is pretty spaced out and large writing, so I think it could be safe to assume this was more aimed at a child, but it appealed to the child in me. That's all I'm going to say. So there we go. Right, next one up. This one came out in the late 80s, and this is the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs. Now this is an awesome book. This is more adult orientated. So like I say, just by looking at the writing itself. So excuse me, I've got a bit of a runny nose. Sorry about this. Didn't need to see that really, did we? But again, some awesome drawings in here. We are starting to try and get away from the dragging tail. We do have dinosaurs here with tails that's sort of counterbalancing them. So, you know, but this book, like I said, that's got some fantastic artwork in it. jam-packed with information, and it's great for smashing your teeth out with as well if you're that way inclined. See, Parasaurolophus just there dragging his tail. So we seem to have a mixture of old style with the new style. So I think we're getting to the cusp of changing the view of how dinosaurs were seen to be figured, you know, how they stand and everything. But that's an absolutely awesome book, fantastic. You can still get that one. Right, the next two up caused a lot of controversy in the scientific world when they were first released. The first one up, we've got The Hot-Blooded Dinosaurs by Adrian J. Desmond. Now in this book, he put forward that dinosaurs weren't cold-blooded reptiles that had been thought of for hundreds of years. He said just by the way they moved, what they ate, how they lived, they have got to have had warm blood, and that caused an absolute ruckus in the dinosaur world. Now this is a dinosaur book aimed at adults. It goes into the history of dinosaur finds and, you know, the bone wars and everything. But it caused a bit of a stir when he released it, because, you know, he was trying to put forward that dinosaurs had warm blood. And then another one, a more famous scientist who you probably will have heard of, he released his book and came up with the same theory, and it also disproved a lot of other theories that at the time were thought commonplace, and that's how it is. And he says, well, no, it's not, and that's Robert Bakker, The Dinosaur Heresies. That's an absolute fantastic artwork on the front. This artwork in itself caused a storm in the paleontological world, because they were saying, you know, you've got this T-Rex and it's jumping in the air to land on the Cerratosaurus, and it wouldn't have done that. But he said no, it would have, because he was going along the lines that these got more to do with birds. Dinosaurs were more on the family of birds than reptiles, and that caused an absolute storm. And again, his book, absolutely jam-packed with facts. This isn't a book for children, this is an adult book, because there's a lot of scientific theory in there. I think it was released in the 80s. Whether some of his opinions still hold true today, I don't know. But I know at the time when this came out, he did cause a storm. People say storm in a teacup because they're all about animals that lived millions and millions of years ago, but no, it was a lot more intense than that. So Dinosaur Heresies, another fantastic dinosaur book if you're into dinosaurs, into paleontology. Yes, it is an old book now. We're talking 30, nearly 40 years old, this book, but it's still a great read. So if you can go out and get it, I could highly recommend it to you. So there we go. There's part one of what else is on the shelf. And that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed that one. Please remember, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to my channel. It'd be very much appreciated. And also don't forget to ring that little notification bell.